That is the name of this episode already.
Yep.
Because Max, on the end of the line, one of the artists that we're most excited to see at Big Sound, I'm not going to say anymore. Tiffi, welcome to the show.
Thanks, guys.
I think...
How'd you find out about me?
Well,
it's kind of random because when my managers were like, oh, this podcast wants to like do an episode with you, I'm like, oh, sure. And then she was like, oh, just like have a look at the Instagram. It's a bit blokey though. Yeah, you're right. They are just a bunch of blokes. How'd they find out about me? It's kind of random.
Well, it's a funny story because I reckon, Max, you were the first one and you showed me chemtrails, I think. And we loved it instantly. I think that's how it worked.
Yeah, I think I just got... I think Chemtrails just dropped into my Apple Music new music mix, and I was like, yep, absolute, immediate add to my playlist. Yeah, it just... One of those ones that just randomly popped up, and I was like, absolutely.
Yes. And algorithm gods are on my side. Finally.
It's working.
Tiffi, we start the show the same way every time. You would have heard it. You said off air that you did listen to us beforehand, which is... I think you might be the first artist to do that. So
Really?
Thank you very much.
Oh, no worries.
So you should be prepped for this. And that is, what's been spinning in your playlist as of late?
I've been listening to the new Sabrina Carpenter album. Yeah. I hate to admit it, it's really good. It's really good.
Really good.
I like that one. And I've been listening to the new Clara album that came out a little while ago. I'm a big Clara fan. And I've also been listening to Bread a lot, the band from the 70s, Bread.
Oh, yeah.
They're just like randomly really good at music. I don't know. Yeah, I'm a fan. Also, I like bread. Carbs is like yum. So
it lines up. I mean, there have been a lot of whispers that Claro would be good to see on like a laneway lineup, but then I suppose Bread probably not as likely. But you know, look, let's never say never, hey?
That's what I'm saying. What's been spinning in you guys' playlists?
Oh, we've never had
Has
a
no one
back.
ever asked you this?
No one's ever asked us back.
Oh,
Do people not know how to have a conversation? I'm throwing shade at everyone you've intervied.
No, we can. Boys like girls, all-time low. We're
How
looking
could you?
straight at you.
No.
A lot of big sound artists for me. I've been trying to go through every artist that's playing and at least listen to a couple of tracks from everyone. So that's been what's I've been listening to. Sam?
Thanks, Max. I've been weirdly getting into Suicide Boys today.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Are you feeling really bad?
No, I don't know. I just feel like some of their beats are really cool. That's about it.
Okay, fair.
Fair. And then I've been weirdly getting into Cigarettes After Sex a lot. I bought their vinyl the other day.
It's 2016 again.
It is. I feel like I might be going through something that I don't know about.
I know. That's what I was saying. Maybe your subconscious is trying to tell you something.
Maybe. If anyone has
so
a number for a good therapist around, let me know.
I work in retail, and like they have like set playlists that they play in the stores, and like somebody curates them. We don't know, but it's like some mysterious person who curates them. And I think there was one playlist that was super depressing, and then like they got a bunch of messages like, are you okay, like what's going on? I think they like went through a breakup or something and like bled into our stores, because I was like, this is really sad music for like a retail store. So yeah, maybe you're in that era.
Yeah, well, it's actually me curating that playlist, so I'm sorry.
Oh, you're the man at the top. I should have known.
I am. Yeah.
Sam is big retail. Look, let's chat some Tiffi. Your EP, Cold Medicine, it dropped a couple of weeks ago. But before we sort of take a big dive into that release, we wanted to kind of rewind it all the way back to the beginning. You started dropping tracks on SoundCloud like when you were really like a really young teenager. In fact, you can still listen to a lot of those tracks on SoundCloud now, like your cover of Crazy by Niles Barkley or Creep by Radiohead. I mean, first off, it's a pretty stellar music taste for someone so young. What drove your initial passion for music?
I don't really know, because none of my family does music or anything. In terms of those two songs that you just mentioned, oh my god, how cringy. It's giving elitist 13-year-old, I listen to Radiohead, you don't understand me kind of thing, kind of vibe. My favorite Radiohead song is Vegetable. Please let me know yours.
Well, Sam, I'm going to throw it to you first.
Okay. So in our little live run sheet we've got here, I've put in a note to Max that I have a question, and that
Okay.
has fed so well into what you said, and that is about Radiohead. I don't get it.
Oh, he's one of those.
So
look, I hate to be that person. I don't really get it either. I like a couple of Radiohead songs.
So fair.
but-
I honestly don't get it either. Like there's super popular albums that people are like, this is like the magnum opus kind of vibe. I'm like, nah, I don't really get it. But I do like their first album, the one that Creeper's on. It's more like listenable. It's more palatable, I feel like. Did you guys know that the movie Knives Out is named after a Radiohead song?
Is it really?
I didn't.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
a good
they have a
fact,
song
though.
called
That's a
Knives Out.
fantastic
That
fact,
is a good
actually.
fact. I'm full of facts.
Oh, yes.
I'm
You
full
and
of
Max
facts.
are going to have a field day here.
Factor.
Yeah. Max can pull random trivia out his ass, really. So,
I don't even remember if I answered the question. Oh, how did, like, what would, yeah. Honestly, a lot of elitism when I was a child. I'm like, I'm too cool to listen to this stuff. But really, I went home and I listened to Taylor Swift and I listened to Kanye West, just like everybody else my age. So I was not above anybody.
That's fair enough.
Yeah. Go on.
When you released your very first original, again, you were still only 13, 14 odd. It was called Contact Saved, and it's a few step removes from Cold Medicine, but you can definitely see like the through line in like this snappy lyricism, the melodic kind of like charm, and real focus on melody. Are there any tracks that you kind of came up with back then when you were first starting out that you either kept, you still got like in reserve like for a later release, or that you've put on like later EPs? Like, what of that music, sort of what you started with creating very early on, has made its way through to now?
Pretty much only 2 songs. Contact Save was actually the very first song I ever wrote in my entire life. I put it on SoundCloud, not sure, weird decision. And then the song right after that was called The Way You Say Hello, which is on my Spotify. It's like surprisingly like people listen to it. I hate that song. It brings me nightmares, but what can you do? But the only song that's like made it onto a different project is Selfish, and it's on the Dating Pool EP, so my second EP, my sophomore EP. And other than that, I haven't kept anything. All of that has gone into the bin. I cannot take my indie girl voice. Who allowed me to?
Look,
the people
I'll be
at school
honest,
who are like, you're such a good singer, like you could be a singer. I'm like, you all lied to me. Like, that is deceit. That is deceit. That is hateful behavior. Anyways, preying on my downfall.
If I flash back to the things that I was releasing creatively when I was in my early teens, like, you are far and away safe. You're okay. Don't worry.
And isn't that sad? Isn't that sad?
did you ever have a phase
My work
where
was
you,
not.
Did you ever have a phase where you sang in cursive? That's the real question.
Oh, 100%. My most popular song has like 13 million plays. It's called Peppermint Smiles. I'm literally singing like those. I'm like, why? I literally have an Aussie accent. Why am I singing like those? Why? I don't get it.
The
It
Tiffi
drives me
Halsey
crazy 'cause
crossover's
people
coming.
are like, I know.
gonna
They're like,
say.
I love this song. This song reminds me of my childhood. And I'm like, what happened to you in your childhood? Like, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry that this happened to you. It's just horrible. The whole thing's horrible. I need to re-record it and like do it again or something, like a Taylor's version, because it actually makes me sick. It probably makes her sick to listen to her old music where she like sings completely different as well. Like,
well, she had another go. So look,
she did.
the door's been
She
opened.
did. It's
How
true.
many- Given you two are the wealth of facts, how many goes did Taylor actually have? Because I feel like there's always a Taylor's version or a Taylor's version too. There's more albums of the same album than I can count on one hand.
What I will say is there's a lot of
Old man moment.
Yeah,
What are special
you're not-
editions of
you're
Tortured
not-
Poets?
Oh. Okay, she does like different releases, but they're not like new recordings. In terms of new recordings, there's only like one of each.
yeah.
Of all
I
her
think that's
old albums.
Yeah, she does all these re-releases.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
let it be known, I'm like a really, I don't know how to say it. I used to be such a big fan of her, but I feel like I've fallen a bit.
Ooh, what was the fall off point? What changed?
Look, I just think that there's just a point where you're just so famous that it's just you're not able to relate to these people anymore. Like, even like Sabrina Carpenter just like recently got super, super, super famous. Like, she was famous before, but like not as famous as she is now. And even now I look at her and I'm like, we have nothing in common, which is fine. Like, good for her. But there's just a point where people just get so famous that what am I relating to Taylor Swift about? Like, literally what? I have nothing in common with her anymore. But some of the things that she writes about are very, like, singer-songwriter coded. So I feel like I can still understand her in that way. And, like, the fact that we're both women and stuff. But our life experiences are just not the same. She wouldn't last a day in Western Sydney.
She doesn't have the chops for retail.
No, she wouldn't.
To be fair, most people wouldn't last a day in Western Sydney, but...
That's true. I'm so strong.
You
it's
are.
true.
To say it.
Well, actually, we should get how west of Western Sydney are you? Because there's a range.
There's a range. I live in... Well, I grew up in Fairfield, which is next to Cabramatta, which is like the ends. I feel like there's like three ends. There's like three ends. It's like Fairfield, Cabramatta end, Bankstown end, and then there's like a Mount Druitt, Rudy Hill, Blacktown end. And then each of those people who live in those three categories all call it the area. So it gets very confusing when you're like, oh, I'm from the area. And they're like, no, I'm from the area. And they're like, I'm from Bankstown. I'm like, well, you're from the wrong area because it's not the same area. You know what I mean?
And that's how the turf wars start.
Yep.
Literally, I was watching the 1-4 documentary and I was like, I am the enemy, which is crazy to me. I'm just like, no.
There's another
them.
collab, and that could bring people together. That's like
Could.
you know, that's peace
I don't know how
between.
the logistics work. Because I don't know if you can tell by the way I look, not affiliated with turf wars, but I'm just like, I'm very curious about them. Like, how do they work? Do they have homies from like, I don't know. Am I even allowed to be friends?
I reckon they would.
They probably do. They're not.
Because there's still Western Sydney pride. Like, there's all the internal fighting in Western Sydney, but then as soon as someone from, like, the other side of Moore Park comes across, you're like, nah, this is Western Sydney.
If somebody from the inner west steps to us, I think we all come together, I feel like.
Okay, then here's the question.
Because the people from the inner west are like, oh, the inner west is like Newtown, Marrickville.
But, like, if I was in, like, Ashfield or, like... Actually, is it anything... Would you say anything east of Parramatta? Like, would you say it's inner west still?
No. Okay, Ashfield, Burwood, it's like a different breed. Because it's like... A lot of like ethnic people live there, so it's like different. I feel like the inner west is categorized. What is it? What is the word? It's like the thing that makes it the inner west is like white boys, white girls who like
I had to say it.
like,
I lived in Annandale, and you know what?
Yeah.
It holds up.
who you could like pick. You could pick any of them off the street, and they'd be like, yeah. So I listened to like Car Seat Headrest and like. It's just like, which is fine. I like those bands too. And then they wear like super baggy pants and there's like, they have a carabiner and the belt. Like, it's just like, there's like a starter pack.
And they're not even rock climbing, which is the biggest ick you can have.
Yeah.
Guys, I need to tell you, I don't know if you know about this, but the Western Sydney, like, the zeitgeist in Western Sydney has changed so much. I don't know if you guys know about like ABGs and ABBs, which is like Asian baby girls and Asian baby boys, but it's basically like, imagine the people I grew up with, like the girls and the boys I went to school with like the fake eyelashes, like no hate, I have them on right now. And like they go to raves and they're super cute and they love the gym. The new thing is that everyone boulders. I'm like, we have fallen as a society. Why is climbing up rocks like the cool thing now? People used to have to do that, I think, for survival. I don't know. Like running from lions. I just don't even know anymore. And then like I'm on the dating apps and they're like, let's go bouldering. And I'm like, literally die. I don't want to climb up a set of rocks. I feel like the Venn diagram of
like polycules and bouldering is a circle. It's a weird, weird like collaboration. I don't know what it is.
It's so strange. Like, what is it about bouldering that has just encapsulated our whole nation? It's like you either boulder or you're in a run club and it's just horrific.
Don't get me started on the run clubs.
What's with the run club? Because I heard that's in the inner west and like, you know, Melbourne is basically the whole of the inner west in a whole, you know, in a place. So it's I can't even believe the run clubs. Everyone's up at 4 a.m.
It's
the taking of Brizzy.
Brisbane
It's
thing
weird.
Too. They're everywhere.
It's so scary.
It's a bit culty.
I don't understand it. It is a bit culty. Oh my gosh, you said it.
Yeah, if you're not in a run club, you have to understand that we're better than you. And
yeah.
You know, part of waking up at 4 a.m. is me being able to tell everyone all day that I woke up early.
And I don't think that run is high is real. I think it's a myth. I actually think that it's like a myth to get people to join the cult.
Yeah.
Because I've never met a single person who's experienced it.
It's like,
So
like a heroin
surely it
addict. Like
doesn't
they're always like chasing the high. It's just never there.
I think we've really hit something, guys. I think I'm going to start my own podcast called like
Chasing
Runners
the runners
High.
high.
Chasing the Runners High. And then I'm going to do like a 3-part documentary where I figure out if it's real or not.
I feel like that's going to involve a lot of running. And then you can do like a bouldering spin-off.
A bouldering spin-off.
Climbing
is
to
so
new heights.
good. Oh, that's a good one. I'm sorry, I've gotten us so off topic, but
No, that's okay.
there's so much to talk about.
At this stage, it's probably important to remind our listeners that this is a music podcast.
I don't know, bouldering and running they're in there.
I'm so sorry.
No. To be fair, I was a big fan of the speed climbing at the Olympics. I watched that like it was going out of fashion. However, I didn't go, shit, yeah, I want to do that.
I didn't even know there was speed climbing at the Olympics.
Oh, incredible.
What's speed climbing?
Like
Max, I'm gonna
sprinting
just-
up a wall, basically.
Yeah.
Like
Oh.
they set out like 2 tracks that are the same like design, and then you have to press the button at the bottom and then get to the top and then press the button at the top as fast as you can, and they take like 7 seconds. It's ridiculous. And it's like 15 meters up. It's wild.
It's less than 5, Max.
And is that like Olympic level?
It is.
Yeah.
I feel like breakdancing is more. Like,
I was
Olympic
okay.
level.
I was there. I was there for the breakdancing. I reckon it was sick. Like as in, I was fully in.
I watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
There was this
Even-
Japanese breakdancer who I thought I was going to marry. Every time the camera would pan on them, I'd be like, Mom, it's my boyfriend. Look. It's my husband. Look.
To be
It was
fair,
so cool.
they
That'd be
have
an
a lot
awesome
of
combo.
swagger.
They do have a lot of swagger. I think it'd be an
They
awesome combo
do.
to have like Tiffi songs with like just some breakdancing going on at the same time. Like there's
I
an
don't know
artistic
if I-
collaboration there.
I actually did a session where I pitched a song for the Olympics, for the Paris Olympics. For
Really?
like the Matildas to run out to.
Wow.
Mine
Sick.
didn't get picked. And I refused to listen to whatever the frick song they picked because I'm mad about it. Because I thought mine was so good. But I guess every songwriter thinks that about their music.
I bet you it
Well-
would have been the better choice.
That's what I'm saying.
We did talk about this on the podcast a while ago because I don't know whether it was for the Matildas or just Australia in general, but it was a Jessica Mauboy song. And I feel like you probably could have done the lyrics, made them a little bit more metaphorical rather than literally, you're going to win, win, win. And no matter what, you tried. Like, it's just...
No matter what you tried.
It
Don't
wasn't the
quote
most
me.
inspiring song.
No. But it's up there
Oh.
in the ick category of bouldering and run clubs, that's for sure.
Yeah. But to be fair, Jess Mauboy, Australian icon. How can we be mad?
That's true.
I don't know.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Keith Urban. It's like, yeah, it's not great, but you are Aussie.
That's he's
That's
Caboolture's
so
very
true.
own Keith Urban. He is the king of
'Cause,
the
like,
northern suburbs of Brisbane.
It's so weird that like New Zealand has so many like pop acts come out of the like New Zealand. Like they have great like music over there, and then in Australia it's kind of just Troye Sivan, which I love Troye Sivan, but it's just kind of it.
Yeah, that
I don't
or
really
we do
think of
we do
anyone
dance
else.
music pretty well. We do like a Flume or like a Rufus.
Oh
Like, we
yeah,
can do them,
true.
but like
but
yeah.
I'm thinking like pop stars.
yeah.
Not many
Kylie?
pop stars.
Would we claim Kylie still?
Oh, she's before my time.
Fair play. But I mean, Padum banger.
Mm.
Ooh, all right.
Okay. Maybe it is a banger, but I worked in like clothing retail when that song
Yeah,
came out,
fair.
and it
Oh,
literally
yeah.
drove me up the wall, up and down the wall, up and down the speed climbing wall. I could have gone into the Olympics. Like I was,
Yeah.
it broke
Can't
my
argue with
spirit.
that. That makes sense.
So
I do.
Yeah.
It's an interesting point, though. I feel like Australian pop artists, for the most part, like the tall poppy syndrome in Australia gets most of them before they hit the global stage, and they're either super relatable and like down to earth and humble, and if you've got a bit of swagger, bit of something about you, you just have to pretty much move to the US. Otherwise, the Aussies will say, "Oh no,
hunt you down.
you're a cockhead, mate."
Yeah, what is it about that? Why are Aussies so hateful?
I think
I don't know.
sometimes it works both ways.
No,
'cause,
like me
sometimes-
included, but why are we so hateful? Because I
Sometimes
do
it
be
works both
pointing at
ways,
people
though.
like, ew, what are they doing? So,
Nah, fair.
like, What is it about our culture that like encourages that?
I reckon it sometimes does keep the shit ones at bay though. Like I feel like we keep like probably 10 people who aren't that good from going too far up, but then we lose some of the good ones who should go through.
That's true. But we do have Morat.
Oh fuck yeah, Morat dropping absolute bangers. But now she's in LA. Like she's skipped town.
True. I don't know, guys. I don't think I could ever move to the US.
I mean,
I really don't think I could.
Western Sydney to LA.
It's a big change. It really is. My parents are going to be so worried about me. I couldn't do that to them. I moved 30 minutes away from them and they're literally pissing, calling all the time. Like, do you have food? Are you hungry? I'm coming over right now. I'm like, Dad, please. I moved out for a reason.
Fair play. I mean, maybe parents will fly some food over to LA. They'll be like, "Yep, cool. We've just packed the bags. We'll come around."
Fair enough.
Well, shall we chat music?
Yes,
let's get back.
we should.
All right. So we're talking about Cold Medicine still, I believe.
We are.
Just to bring everyone up to speed, but it has been. It's been out for a little. Oh no, I stuffed up my words. Little while. Then I said little moment, and then I said little moment. So, on that note, I'm going to handball it. How has it felt, and how has it sort of been received since the EP's been out?
Honestly, I don't look at what people say because it's not even like the way I said that was like, I'm just so famous. I have so many haters. Like, I'm not Jojo Siwa, no. But, like, overwhelmingly, it has been positive. But in general, I've just stopped caring about, like, reading comments. And, like, I don't even look at the streams or anything because everything just stresses me out. I just get super stressed out. But, like, people play it on the radio. I feel like that's pretty good.
That's like, a win.
Surely someone likes it out there if they're playing it on the radio. So, it feels really good, honestly. Because this is, like, the only project that I've had, like, my first project, I was sitting on those songs for, like, 3 years or something before I released them because I was doing everything by myself, so everything was a lot slower. These ones I wrote pretty recently, like, only, like, a year ago or something. So, I feel like it's more validating because I'm not so far removed. My old music, it's, like, it took me so long to release it that by the time it came out, I just hated it. But I actually don't hate it. I actually like these songs.
That's a win.
Yeah, and it's like a new era. So that's exciting. Hope people like it. I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, I feel like I'm so bad at like playing the game, which I think I talked about in a different interview somehow. But I don't know. I think a lot of musicians, and I'm saying this in like a positive way, they're just like really good at like networking, social media, talking to others, like really like pushing their music in like a authentic way where like people aren't annoyed that you're shoving it down their throats. Me, I got nothing. I got nothing. I got luck on my side and that's it.
I don't know. When people hear this and they're like, let's talk bouldering, they'll be like, yeah, cool, I'll listen to songs.
I guess at the end of the day, though, like, you forget how crazy the music industry is. And I mean, for context, I used to work in the sport, like elite sport, and athletes and musicians are very similar in that they've sort of got one job, play music, play sport, but then they're expected to do social media and, like you said, network and be able to have all these relationships with heaps of different people and just be on all the time. But that sounds exhausting, just me saying it, truth be told.
It is exhausting. And I'm not even that famous. God forbid I ever become like that famous. It would actually crush my spirit, I think. Which is why I think like a lot of musicians like aren't prepared for like how difficult it is when you get famous. Like even if I was to blow up tomorrow, I still wouldn't be prepared. Like I don't think anybody is prepared. I just think that like the social system of like having celebrities at the top essentially, it's just so strange. And it's like, how do you move from one rung of the ladder to another rung? Like I think about Chapel Rowan and how famous she got so quickly. It must be so freaking stressful. Am I allowed to swear?
Yeah, absolutely.
It must be so heckin' stressful. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like I wouldn't be able to take that. And it's like my life is very normal. Like I work in retail. Like people don't give a shit who I am. And I'm like so grateful for that people don't care about me. And also like my siblings are just like normal people. My parents are just like really normal people. It's not like they work in the industry. They secretly like, no, my dad works in a warehouse. Like really, like we're just very regular people. If I got famous tomorrow, my whole life would explode. So like, I feel like if you're out there listening, could you make me famous a little like slowly? Like give me a progression so I can get used to it. My manager's always like, let's write a hit. I'm like, no hits, please. I need it to be slow. I can't just write a good luck babe and then tomorrow I have 100 million subscribers because it's really stressful for me. Maybe I'm in the wrong industry if I don't want to be famous that bad.
Is there like, oh, sorry, Sambo.
I was going to say, what a time to be talking about Big Sound shortly.
Yeah. That's a panel discussion, I'm sure. Ready to
It is 100%.
But Max, I'm going to give you this question. My laptop is dying and I've got to find a charger, but I'm still listening.
Yeah.
See you, Sam. But I suppose like, look, we don't have to what's the word? We don't have to like rat on anyone here, but like, do you feel like there's pressure apart from like, hey, write a hit? Do you feel like there's pressure from management, PR, label, like all those people to go above and beyond and do like all of that stuff, social media, all of that stuff to kind of like keep the machine rolling? Or, like, do you ever feel like you ever just like, guys, can you just like calm down for 5 minutes?
For sure. I was talking about this to my friends yesterday and they were like, oh, if you're stressed out, you can ask your management to like, you know, do a little less. And I'm like, you don't understand. They have already cut my slice of cake so small and I'm still like, I can't eat it. I can't do it. Sorry, guys. Like, my management takes a lot off of my shoulders. They do so much for me. They ask very little from me. And they honestly are very, like, I'll tell them, like, oh, I'm having a shit day. And they'll just be like, oh, do it tomorrow. Like, whatever. Kind of thing about everything. And I still am just the worst. Like, everything is just hard. I'm just like, why is it so hard? They're like, oh, just, like, record a 20-second video of you lip syncing to this. And I'm like, but I don't want to. I don't want to. And I think what it is like, I think people expect musicians to want to be super, super famous. But maybe it's kind of like where I grew up and like where my parents are from and stuff. But I feel like children of immigrant parents go two ways. It's either everything is about money and you will sacrifice your entire life for it. Like you will study for something you hate for years and years and years. You'll do a job you hate just so you can retire early and have a family and then you'll have money, kind of thing. Or it's like you absolutely do not care about money and money to you like doesn't not increase the quality of life, because obviously it does, but it's not the most essential thing. Like happiness comes over money, kind of thing. And for me, I just don't care about money that much because I don't want to be famous, because I think being famous is, first of all, very stressful. Second of all is I don't need that much money. Like, truly, if I ever was a bajillionaire, I'll just give it away, because it's just like, this is unnecessary now, isn't it? Like, buy yourself a nice car, decorate your house how you please, save some money for your parents or something. But other than that, what are we doing here? I feel like I could solve world hunger or something. I just give it away. Please quote this one day if I'm really famous and I'm delusional and I've lost my head. Just like send me this video and be like, you changed. I miss the old Kanye. But I do music because it's my passion and I want to do it. Other than literally just earning enough money to live so I can quit like my retail jobs and stuff, because I have two and I don't want both. Literally just that, just having a little money on the side, that's good enough for me. I have no other like intentions of like being more than that. Like, to me, if I could earn a living off of what I do and have people out there listen to my music, what the hell am I complaining about? Like, I'm not this like, I need a star on the Hollywood floor or whatever. But I guess a lot of people like do have those ambitions, and that's why we have like Taylor Swift and stuff. But I'm just not her. Just really not her. Hate to say it.
Not now. When she was cool and like relatable, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I mean, you sort of leaned into it before, and this could be a bit of a heavy question, but what, money doesn't equal success for you. By the sounds of it, millions and millions and, as many millions as Chapel Roan and Sabrina Carpenter streams have, that's probably not success to you either, because it comes with a level of fame. So what to you is success? Is it literally as simple as just being able to live off making music?
I think so. And it's so crazy that I've been working 8 years. I still can't live off my music. And I think it's like kind of a topic that musicians don't like to talk about because it like dampens their like image. But what image? I don't like, I don't care that people know that I work regular jobs and like whatever. I think that's like a good thing. A lot of musicians I know who are bigger than me work in restaurants and stuff like that. And it's not like a bad thing. It's like, it's fine. But it's also ridiculous that musicians can't earn money off of what they do. Like, we are such an underpaid profession. It's kind of crazy. Like, you're going to give me like 1/4 cent for a stream for the song that I worked incredibly hard on. Hurtful. Very hurtful to my ego. Yeah, and I think like it's important to talk about it. Like, I don't know how to change it. I'm sure we could figure out a way, but it's like, why do musicians get paid so little? How do I get paid more? It's just like the thing. And yeah, success to me is literally just to earn enough money to live, and I'd love to buy my parents something nice. That's about it.
That's such a lovely life.
That's about it for me.
That's so wholesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it? I don't know. I think people are just very obsessed with money. Maybe I should start like a masterclass. Like, you know how like when guys are, I don't know, when they're born and they're like, I'm white, let me start a masterclass and sell it on Instagram. It's just like unnecessary. What is this?
You do those like trillionaire grind set videos.
Yeah. Alpha, Sigma, male. And they're like, I immediately have to start a podcast. No shade to you guys.
No, that's exactly what we did, to be fair. 2 white guys were like, let's start a podcast.
I have this idea. Let's start a podcast. No one has ever thought of this before. I'm kidding. I would love to have a podcast. I think it would be so fun.
Well, when I'm not doing podcasting with Max, I'm obviously talking about drop shipping on social media. So
He knows all about the blockchain. You know, he's across it.
It's simple. I don't have to lift
y'all
a
in
finger.
Cryptocurrency?
Yeah. Let me show you these 6-figure sums I've made in the last 10 minutes without lifting a finger.
This is how you approach a woman. You know those videos? Those like pictures on Twitter where it's like, you see this beautiful girl in the grocery aisle. What's your opening line? I'm like, and then I scroll through the comments and people are being 100% serious. And I'm like,
they're grim.
Can't you just say, hi, my name's Jack. It's so nice to meet you. Like, what happened to hi, hello, how are you?
Yeah.
Why have we become women biologically? I'm just like, what is happening? I'm pretty sure you could just say hi, hello, and then just like have a little bit of a chat. Turn out fine.
Oh, my social anxiety would get in the way there.
Oh, no, true. I'm not doing that either.
No. I'd go,
But if these men are like brave enough to be like, oh, you can't reach the chips on the top shelf, let me help you out. I'm 6'4", by the way. If they have the audacity to say that, why can't they just say, hi, I think you seem so nice. Can we like go out? I don't know. How do people ask people out? I don't know. I don't know.
We're talking
It's
about all
crazy.
the heavy topics. We're talking about what success looks like. We're talking about drop shipping. We're talking about the dating world. And I will say,
this is
as
now
far
a
as
dating
interviews-
podcast.
Well, yeah, as far as the interviews we've done, this is quite possibly the best we've done. So this is great.
Don't gasp. Do you know what the kids say? You're glazing me. Oh, it sounds so bad when it comes out of my mouth.
Wow, that really changes the vibe of that term, doesn't it?
I feel like
Yeah.
they have to be
like,
kids
don't stop
that are too
glazing, bro.
innocent.
Yeah. Oof.
Oh, it just means like you're like talking me up,
Okay.
Yeah.
like a glaze.
Is it like a sugar coating? Is that what that's meant to
Yeah,
be?
like a sugar coating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
All
you
right.
guys were thinking of something else, and that's just.
Max
Yeah, it's like,
was
ooh,
disgusting.
grim.
Oh.
Max,
No, I'm just a donut guy, all right?
Okay, can we segue out of this?
Absolutely. We
Segue.
can. Well, I'm going to go straight back into the EP then, because
Yes.
this run sheet's not going to finish itself.
It's not.
So, just for reference again, we're talking cold medicine. But you said that it was a bit of a new chapter for you. There are flashes of dating pool sort of throughout the EP, but it is this grungier, sort of heavier indie rock sound. And we were talking off air that, you know, there seems to be some influences with All Time Low, Boys Like Girls. Was this sort of a sound that you always were gonna go towards eventually, or do you think sort of the influences subconsciously came into it when you were writing the EP?
I think I was always going to do something like this. I think if I could start my music career all over again, like from day one, I would just want to be like a cover band who sings like, you know how like the pop punk singers always sing in that accent, like that affectation. I don't know how to, like, what, like, I got your picture, I'm coming with you. Like that. I just want to be a cover band that does that. That would be my dream.
I would love to hear that
genre
cover
is just
album.
the best.
It's just pure nasal.
I chimed in. Like, that's what I want in my life. That's what I would want to do. Screw all of this like marketing and stuff. I think I'd make great money being a cover band.
Absolutely. I think that's, you know what? Next EP, please, if you could. Just for us, that'd
Please,
be great.
yes. 100%. Yeah, I always knew I was going to end up like doing something like this, but I don't know if I'm going to keep going with the sound. The thing is, like, I like so many different genres of music that it's really difficult for me to like pick, you know? I feel like every artist has like one thing that they kind of do, but I think my next EP is probably going to be like pop music again, like raging pop music again. Like K-pop pop music.
Hell yeah.
So any fans that I've made on this EP, I'm just going to completely lose them next time. Hopefully I can just collect them all and be like, oh, you guys.
It's the Bring Me the Horizon approach.
Yeah. Okay, real.
Next up, Screamo. Let's go.
No, because I would love to do Screamo. Do you guys listen to Poppy?
Yeah.
Yes. So good.
Yeah.
Great album. Great albums. But I really like her I Disagree. The one that I Disagree is on. And it's the one with like the crazy looking guy on the front. Kind of looks like a scary guy monster. And she went from pop music to Screamo. I'd love to do Screamo, except I can't figure out how to do it. Maybe I should learn. But it's so fun. I feel like it's so freeing. You know? Like I want to perform at Knotfest. I want to open for Slipknot.
That would be sick.
My alarm just went off.
That's the Slipknot alarm. That's like every time you
That's a
mention
Slipknot
it,
alarm.
we've got to check Corey
It's like
Taylor.
opening for Slipknot. Yeah. You know that like one, if I'm 5'5", then I'm 6'6". How does it feel to be a heretic? I wish that was my life. But instead I just, have a regular girl voice.
To be fair, I mean, like, under the mask, who knows? You could be Corey Taylor. Like, in that
I
mask
could be.
on stage, who knows?
I could be. I've always thought about that. Like, maybe I should do, like, you know how Marshmello does the thing with the mask thing? I think that would help me a lot because, like, my face is just... it's just, like, really... Like, it's a lot of, like, mental effort for me to, like, smile and, like, remember to smile. Because, like, my regular face is just, like...
You know what? This is saying that you should be... Like, that's pure metal face, you know what I mean? Like, getting on the stage and just having, like, a real, like... Even, like, going into it, like, leaning into it.
Yeah. True. But I'm like, maybe I should have just been like a Hatsune Miku hologram type thing. And I can just sing behind the curtain. That'd be great. That'd be so great.
You've got options. You've got options for the next
I
EP.
do. I do have some options. If you guys find me like a $6 million grant, I'll do like a full hologram show.
We'll have a chat to some people.
Okay, yeah, you'll reach out. Yeah.
We'd have to network first, but we'll reach out.
Okay, cool.
We know some guys that have podcasts, so we're fine.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Look, let's talk about how this EP came around. You mentioned that, like, in your previous projects, it was very like you doing everything and sort of building everything from the ground up, very bedroom production style. This one, you kind of made the step into the studio and you're working with a few pretty big name collaborators. What were the first few like big lessons that you'd learned when you stepped into the studio, changed that environment up?
The first thing is I forget how hard it is to tell someone I hate this to their face. Because I would write things online and just like, you just type to them. Just like, oh, I'm not sure about this. Or like, I hate this. Like, and you can't see the way that they react on the other side. It's very difficult when you're standing in a studio and there's somebody there who's like incredibly talented, but you just hate it. To be like, actually, I hate this. And I just don't like this at all. That's probably the first thing I learned, that I was like, oh, I'm a bitch.
But when it comes to, I mean, it's your art, so like you have to have that final say, and like you get to be a bitch basically because it's your project.
That's true, but also it's kind of annoying because it's just like I'll be like, oh, what do you guys think? And they're like, oh, it's your song. I'm like, so you don't have an opinion? You can't tell me what you think? Come on. tell me. Like, I want them to tell me this is ass because I'm not a producer. I don't know. So when they pick stuff, they're like, oh, do you prefer these drums or these drums? I'm like, I don't know. Maybe these ones. What do you think? To me, he could be banging on pots and pans and I'm like, wow, this is so great. Like, the mix is like, wow. Like, I can't tell. I hate to say it. I've been working music in so long. The mix and the master, can I tell the difference? Not really. Because it's not really my, like, expertise. But then they'll play me, like, my vocals and I'm like, you cut out my S there. Why did you cut out my S? Now it sounds like I'm saying pot and not pots. How will the people know that I'm trying to say pots, plural, unless they watch
How many
the
pots were
video?
there?
That's what I'm saying. How can they know? That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, this is my expertise. So I always like really appreciate when people can tell me straight up, this is terrible and we need to redo this. And I'm like, okay, then let's start again. Because I'm not offended by stuff like that. Unless they say like, you're really bad at singing. And I'll just be like, I'm quitting my job. This is my whole career.
Speaking of talking to people, networking, Big Sound is next week. And
It is.
Max, when is this dropping?
Close enough. Yeah, when it comes out, it'll be next week. Just,
it is next
just,
week.
But just.
And you're bringing all these new tracks to Brisbane. It's our backyard. We're stoked. But if everything goes perfect for you, what do you see as a perfect week in Brizzy?
I'm in Brisbane now, aren't I? It's just like, how good can it go?
flat
really?
out.
Yeah.
I've
the
actually
perfect
never been
week is
to-
flying in and flying out.
I've never actually been to Brisbane, so I'm really excited. In Australia, I've only ever been to Canberra and Melbourne, and Sydney, obviously, but that's about it.
I mean, you've been to
So
Canberra. That's where else do you need to go?
That's what I'm saying. Questicon, homie, it's crazy up there. Other than that, I just hope that there's gonna be some people who listen to my music and like it. I'm pretty sure Big Sound is like mostly industry people. Hey,
Very much so.
yeah, I'm looking
Yeah.
to get. Oh, I was about to say I'm looking to get glazed over the weekend, but that doesn't sound good. I just meant like I hope. I hope. Yeah, no. Sorry about that.
Looking to get
I
sugar
hope. I keep trying to use this like Gen Alpha slang. It doesn't work.
I don't think we
doesn't
should
work.
trust teenagers with our
I don't
language.
think we should. But I did try to explain skibbity to my oldest brother. He's 30. Skibbity essentially means bad, but he keeps using it like the word skedaddle. So like we'll finish eating dinner and he's like, let's skibbity. I'm like, no.
So what's skibbity
That's-
toilet then? I don't get it. Bad toilet.
No, like it's like a skibbity toilet riz. Like that's like kind of like where it comes from, like that phrase. Skibbity means bad. Toilet is like toilet, like shit. You know, you're in a toilet. And then riz. And you guys know what riz is. So it's just like
Sam
terrible
knows what Riz is. He's got that Riz.
Oh. Is that a good thing?
Under the bus. Sorry, I just had to do it to him.
That was a
It's like just like shit riz. That's what that means.
Ah, okay. Because
Yeah.
when it comes to Riz, I just enjoy the videos where they inflect it and they go, oh, I'm the... I can't do it.
Go on then.
Oh, princess.
Dug this hole now, Sam.
So, I'm the Wiz
Oh,
King.
princess. You're looking so lonely right now. I don't know. I am so
goodness.
afraid. I'm only 21, right? And I've lost touch with the kids.
How do you think we
Okay.
feel? We're old as fuck.
I hate to say it. I'm
Well,
just
Max,
like,
you're older
I
than
think
me.
I'm old.
So
Yeah.
Max is 35.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks
Legally
40.
not correct.
No,
Check-
I
Checks
do look
out.
40. Yeah.
no. See, Max is 30. I've just turned 27 and we have no idea. Like, we've got no clue.
Yeah, me neither, to be honest. The children frighten me. I'm like, this is our next generation. Which one of you is going to be the pop star? Show yourself to me so we can
Well,
collab.
Gen Alpha are the age that you were, or coming into the age that you were when you were first dropping those tracks. So, you know, maybe
And that's
there's
horrific.
a new Tiffi in that new generation coming through.
It's so scary because even in my generation, which is crazy for me to say, I feel like a boomer, but like the unsupervised internet access, like 30% of my trauma is unsupervised internet access.
Yeah.
So I'm really worried for these kids because like the iPad babies and stuff, like the parents don't care about what they're looking at online, which is like not good. Thank God Omegle shut down.
Yeah, oh yeah, that was
Thank
that
God.
shit was out of hand.
That shit was crazy.
I saw a lot of shit.
I was
didn't
on
need to
there
see
as
when
like
I
a
was teenager.
6-year-old. Like, what was I doing? Good Lord.
Fuck. Look,
I know.
Well,
let's bring it back to Big Sound Sambo.
Yeah, let's do it. My first question is, you knew, obviously everyone knows Jess Malboy, but do you know Australian Idol? Do you know your judges? Do you know?
I don't know the judges, but I do know Shannon and Noel.
Okay, well that has nothing to do with my question.
Get up. Wait, wasn't he also on Australian Idol?
Yes.
No.
Yes,
yeah,
he was.
so I was going to say, Big Sound, you've never been to Brisbane. It's a lot of industry, and you'll be playing to some pretty famous faces, some pretty famous anonymous faces, I think, because there was a time last year. Yeah. But you don't know the Australian Idol judges. Do you know Dicko, Ian Dickinson? No. So, moving on.
Wait, who's that? No, this is the thing. Like, when I played South by Southwest, everyone's like, "Oh, hi, Tiffi," and then I think they kind of expect me to know who they are. I'm like, "Who are ya?"
You know what? That's so much better though.
That's humbling.
It's so much funnier to just be like, "Yeah, hi, you're a fan," and then just like walk away.
Probably not good for my career to be like, "Who are ya?" But it's kind of just like I treat everyone equally because I don't know who anyone is.
Just
some of these people need to be brought down a peg, though. I feel.
Oh, 100%, 100%. I didn't realize. I thought it was just like industry people, like managers, and I don't know. Like, don't tell me there will be famous people there. How famous are we talking?
Word. Famous is a strong word.
Okay.
You might have seen them on TV.
Well, I've never been on TV, so they've won. Is Jess Malboy gonna be there? Be honest.
No,
I don't think she's from Brisbane.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Well, nor am I.
That's true.
That's true.
You never know. Maybe I'll bump into Troye Sivan, just like in the washroom, washing my hands.
That'd be incredible.
That'd be crazy.
I can imagine Troy just popping in for Big Sound. He's just here to hang out, go to some raves.
Who's like the most famous person who's ever done Big Sound?
Tones and I did it a couple of years ago, and then before that, I think Flume did it early days.
Flume did it 2012, which was a wild set because it was in this tiny little nightclub in the back, in Brisbane. It was just before like he started to become big,
Yeah.
and like it was packed out, like wall to wall, could not get in there, and
Really?
the set was out of hand. But like
Well,
a lot
it seems
of
like he was already famous.
I mean, like it was like I think he just like his like first album or whatever had just come out, and he was like just done like have that thing. DMAs, Gang of Youths, those guys have played.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, but it's got
So
to
as
be
long
Tiffi.
as I'm as famous as them. Oh no,
Yeah.
I don't think so, guys. I don't think so.
But it's like we said, we don't want fame too quickly. We've got to grow. So
That's true. That's true. And Matt Mason actually did the guitar solo in Cold Medicine.
Oh, awesome!
there you go.
Yeah.
Those
That
guys
was
just
him.
seem like the most chill dudes.
Oh, he just ripped it out, and it was just like one take, and I was like, "Oh, that's great," and he's like, "Yeah." We just kept
I
it
know.
on the side. I know. No, he's actually like, he's so like, he's like covered in tattoos, which is like not to say anything that people with tattoos are scary because they're not, but he's like imagine like a little puppy dog covered in tattoos. Now that's just like confusing, isn't it? I met him for the first time, and I was like, "Oh, I'm a bit nervous," and he's just like very nice. Everyone that I've actually been nervous to be in a session with have just been so nice. Canada the Loop, I was shitting my pants to get in a session with him. He was so nice. Nerdy from 1300. I was like, oh my god, he's so cool. And I actually really like this music. And he was just very regular. Everyone's very regular. And I'm happy for that. I'm glad for that.
I think that's what we found out doing the podcast is that everyone ends up being, well, not everyone, most people end up being a lot more regular than you expect.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a couple,
Who's the
but
most-
don't worry about them.
Well, no, now I want to know, Max.
I'll take that answer off air.
I'll say it. What's the question?
Who's the rudest guest we've ever had on the show?
Oh.
Whoa, who's the rudest guest?
I genuinely can't remember half the guests we've had. truth be told.
You know
And
what?
that
I'll have to
sounds-
think about this.
I'm going to
The
think
thing is,
about
like,
it, maybe.
I always
Yeah.
ask interviewers who interview me, like, who's the rudest person that you've ever interviewed? And I've gotten some very interesting answers.
Well, we'll have a think. We'll take this offline. We'll take a call.
I've had a
So
few that
once
were
we
like,
do the
I
outro-
fucked up. And then they've been like, well, you fucked up, so I'm not going to be nice to you. And so that makes sense. Like, there's that kind of angle. But
Oh, so you're an ass to someone? Am I going to get cancelled for being on this podcast?
no,
That's Paul.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
let's find
Well,
out.
actually, I'll do one and then I'll think about the rude guest. But have you ever heard of the band Story of the Year?
I haven't.
Have you ever heard of the band The Story So Far?
I have.
So we interviewed Story of the Year, who were like an early 2000 emo band.
Okay.
And I had the intro. And like I said off the top of the show, we're not good at intros.
You said the wrong name.
In person, backstage. And I said, hey guys, we're here with the story so far.
Really set the tone for the interview.
Yeah.
Did they correct you?
No, they laughed at me, which was,
Okay.
of all the results that could have, transpired, that was probably the best one. But
Yeah, for sure. People spell my name wrong all the time on run sheets, on posters.
with a Y?
Yeah, with a Y. Even my manager one time invoiced somebody and she spelled my last name wrong.
That's ice cold from the manager. Oh.
From the manager!
Nah.
It was just so funny. I don't care. It's just like, those things happen. If I was to interview someone, I literally called All Time Low, All Time Well for some reason because I was thinking of All Too Well by Taylor Swift. So
I think Alex, he was very chill though. I think he'd be cool with that. I mean, there was
for
the
sure.
time I wasn't on this interview, but Sam was interviewing. It was Stone Sour. It was Corey Taylor, right? That was who you were interviewing, and you got the drummer wrong or something like that. And Corey Taylor was like, "Oh," and then he was like, he didn't love that. Was it Corey Taylor?
No, I didn't. I interviewed Corey Taylor. I didn't interview the drummer. We used to have a third host, and he made a lot of mistakes.
That's true. There's a reason he's not on the show anymore.
Yeah, and it was always with drummers. He interviewed Bullet for My Valentine in person, called the drummer the old drummer's name.
oh my god, thank god it wasn't like you weren't interviewing like Panic at the Disco or something because there's discourse there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there is some.
There's
some
always
hatred.
discourse with the drummer now, isn't there?
Yeah.
Drummers and bassists.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
actually,
backbone.
sorry.
Look, like, I respect that though, because like if you're in a band and you're the lead singer and like you know how in bands like people normally care about the lead singer, not really about anybody else. So it's like if you fuck up your bandmate's name, it's like, mate, come on.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I get it, but also it's like people make mistakes. It's all right.
We're only
Hey,
human.
we make plenty.
You guys can introduce me wrong. You can just call me a completely different name. I'm cool with it.
We'll specifically say Tiffi with a Y at the beginning, and then we'll roll through it.
Every time I do a live show, I'm like, hi, my name's Tiffi with an I. Search me up. But have you ever got like a corporate email and then it's like, hey, and then it will be like at the start, they'll just write somebody else's name like, hey, Shannon.
Yeah.
Who's Shannon?
I get that a lot.
How do people mess it up like that? I just don't get it.
This is going into my real job now.
You're doxing yourself here.
Well, yeah, because my email is Sam at, but the person before me that had that email was a Samantha. So I daily get emails going, hi Samantha, how are you? Hi Samantha, dear Samantha. And it's,
But that's an understandable mistake. You know?
Yeah, still.
You've been in the job for like 2 years now, though.
Oh. Wait,
Yeah.
is Sam short for Samuel or is it just Sam?
It is. It's short for Samuel.
You have the same name as my brother.
There we go. Is this the
Except he
30-year-old?
hasn't. He is 23.
Okay.
He has an extra E at the end of his name, so perpetually in life people just call him Samuele.
SAMUELLE.
E-L-E.
Wow.
I
Yep.
completely misheard that. I thought you said he had an extra ear.
Great at music.
You know what's so
Fantastic
funny
music.
about that? Is that
Oh.
my brother was born hard of It's okay, he would think this is hilarious.
Oh, shit.
I can confirm not an extra ear. In fact, actually, hearing aids count.
You know what? That's what the E stands for.
Oh. Well, Max,
Oh,
on that
guys.
note, please.
Yeah. You know what? Let's wrap it up. We'll move to the last question.
Oh, goodness me.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Beautiful to hear.
Samuel, the name actually also means the one that God hears. But anyways, go on. It's just all bad, all around bad.
Your parents
Oh.
struggling? That's out of hand.
My parents could not have predicted that. Love him though. Love you, Sam, if you're out there. Sorry about this.
Oh, poor
Max,
Sam.
take the shovel off us. We're both digging
Yeah.
holes here.
Yeah. Look, let's wrap it up. Let's move to the last question. You know,
Yes.
it's a massive stacked lineup at Big Sound this year. There's so many bands, so many artists. If there's one Big Sound artist that you could do a dream collab with, who would it be?
I would say if I was to collab with any of the artists on the Big Sound lineup, I would choose Matahara.
Great call.
Okay.
She is actually makes really interesting music. There's a lot of music I like, but I wouldn't call it interesting. Her music is very dynamic and interesting. Goes places that I don't really think that it's gonna go. And also recently I did a thing with women in music, women in pop, Asia, and they wanted me to curate a playlist of Asian Australian women musicians. So in terms of Venn diagram of Asian Australia women who do music, there's like 4 people in it. It was very difficult for me to curate that, and I actually didn't realize there's really not that many Asian Australian women in music.
Yeah,
There's,
actually,
like,
now that you mention it,
not
I'm
that many at
racking my
all.
brain. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There's like a couple. There's for sure a couple, but there's really not that many. Even like all of the pop stars are, the Asian American ones are like half, you know? I don't think there's any like full Asian.
One of the members
Pop
of
star.
Blackpink was born in Sydney, I think. Or one
Yeah,
of
she is.
Yeah. That's that's pretty deep cut, but
That's true. But she's also a K-pop idol. Do you know
That's
what I
true.
mean? Like in Western music, I can't really think of any. Which is like quite sad.
yeah.
Not that like the people who are half Asian are not Asian. They are. I'm just saying like there's not even one that I can think of that's like full. Like both parents. Which is like very strange to me.
You know what, listeners?
And I also-
if there's a
Yeah.
burning one in your mind, throw it in the comments.
Please let me know because I cannot think of a single one. Like I'm talking like me, full like both parents are Asian, make pop music, for example, in English, and people know them internationally. Apart from like Olivia Rodrigo, I really can't think of any.
Not Australian, but Alicia Xylith from Naked and Famous, I think,
Yeah, she's Kiwi.
maybe.
Oh, she's Kiwi.
Yeah. Sorry, it doesn't tick the Australian box.
No, it doesn't
Close
look an
enough.
Australian box.
It's very hard to tick all the boxes.
Yeah. That's
It
actually
is.
a really hard challenge.
It's very difficult, which is sad because I'm sure there's so many like Asian Australian women out there who like make music and like work in music and stuff like that.
Because I was gonna say,
And I
he's
actually
probably, like-
think what it is that, and I'm like, again, like I just want to reiterate that Thumping Half has them like nothing to do with them not being Asian or something, but they are like mixed, you know. I think like a lot of it comes down to that people who are mixed with like white or with something else is more palatable to like an American or an Australian public than somebody who is fully Asian. And it's so strange because there's a lot of artists who are like, you know, fully Latinx or like fully black or like for like other things, you know, but not Asian. They're always mixed. Even like when you see it in TV shows, like actors and stuff, like that TV show To All the Boys.
Yes.
The main character is is supposed to be Korean in the show. The actor is fully Vietnamese, and her little sister, who is supposed to be also Korean, is like a fourth Chinese. It's just very strange to me because I feel like they could have just casted Korean actors. No?
yeah. Especially.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah. Especially with the growth of like Korean like K-drama on.
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
American
There's
television.
so many,
Yeah.
many Korean American actors, Korean Australian actors, probably. It's just,
Yeah.
it's all very strange. The only actor I can think of who is fully Asian, who's been on like a big show, is literally Christian from Dance Academy. Christian from Dance Academy, who has my heart, who still has my heart. I forget his first name, but his last name is Rodriguez. And I had a big crush on him when I was little. I'm rewatching Dance Academy, still got a big crush on him. What a handsome man.
Well, shout outs to Christian from Dance Academy. If
No,
he's
for
around,
real.
we'll get him on the show.
Yeah, 100%. You guys should. You should do like a Dance Academy, like Where Are They Now? 'Cause I loved Dance Academy. I love Dance Academy. I know like all of the actors' names. So
I think once we
make it
finish
happen.
the all-time low Tiffi 78 amps collab, then that's
Yeah.
the next
Yeah.
one down the track. Yeah.
for sure.
For sure.
Okay. I can't wait.
Christian, if
Well-
you live in Brisbane, make sure you come to Big Sound.
Yeah. Front and center. Front and center
Sure.
Tiffi show.
And Max.
I would freak out.
Well, I was going to say, in the odd chance, Christian, if you're listening, Max is about to hit you with where to be next week
Yeah.
at Big Sound.
I got the dates. Here we go.
Yes.
All right. Oh, I got to take a deep breath before I do this. Tiffi's latest EP, Cold Medicine, is out now. Listen in wherever you get your music. If you're in Brisbane for Big Sound, catch Tiffi live at the Brightside Outdoors on Tuesday the 3rd at 8:30pm or at Eclipse Nightclub on Wednesday the 4th at 10pm. If you're not going to Big Sound, catch Tiffi at Beyond the Valley in Victoria between December 28th and Jan 1st. Tiffi, thank you so much for taking the time out to chat everything under the sun and to have a chat with us before Big Sound.
Thank you.